Good morning, children. Our next lesson in history is early states, Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. Children, I will start my lesson with one warm-up activity. Many of you must be living in cities or towns. Some of you may have also lived in a village. Life in a village, as you may know, is very different from life in a city. However, both have their advantages and disadvantages. Children, list 5 advantages and 5 disadvantages of living in a town or a big city as compared to a village. Children, by the end of this chapter, you will be able to explain the concept of state, define Janapadas and Mahajanapadas, describe the social, economic and political life in the Janapadas, explain the differences between the monarchies and the republics with examples. Children, we learnt about Janas in the last chapter. These were the largest political units in Vedic society, headed by a king or Rajan. Gradually, the territories of the Janas grew and these bigger units came to be known as Janapadas, literally meaning foothold of the tribe. These were the first states of the Indian subcontinent. The larger and more powerful of these Janapadas came to be called Mahajanapadas. By the 6th century BCE, there were 16 Mahajanapadas in India with clearly marked boundaries. Children, look at the map and try and name them. Of these, the most important ones were Magadha, Koshala, Vasta and Avanti. Life in the Mahajanapadas. By the 6th century BCE, the Varna or caste system had become rigid. Caste came to be determined by birth and children had to follow the profession of their fathers. The 4 Varnas are the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas and the Shudras. Next one is growth of towns and cities. Over time, some of the villages of the Vedic culture grew into towns and then into cities. Economy. The kings needed huge sums of money to maintain the large armies under them. For this, they collected taxes from the people. Special officers were appointed to collect these taxes. Agriculture was the main occupation of the people and the farmers gave a part of their produce known as Bhaga as tax to the king. Craftspeople like potters, carpenters, weavers and ironsmiths paid their taxes either in cash or through free products and services to the king. People began trading goods and services as production increased. Instead of barter, coins began to be used as units of exchange. These were made of silver or copper and are known as punch-marked coins. Taxes were levied on traded items too. Roads and bridges were built by kings to help improve trade. Political life. The Mahajanapadas were either republics known as Ganasanghas or monarchies ruled by kings. For example, Vajji was a Ganasangha while Magadha was a monarchy. Most of Mahajanapadas were ruled by a Rajan. A person could become a king if he was elected by the people because he was strong and able. He inherited the title when his father died. He became powerful after conquering neighboring territories. He performed sacrifices like the Ashwamedha or the Rajasuya to gain control over large territories. Children, did you know what is meant by Ashwamedha and Rajasuya? Rajasuya Yajna. The Rajasuya Yajna was a ritual sacrifice performed to mark a king's ascent to the throne. It involved various symbolic ceremonies like the pressing of Soma, a chariot drive, a ride to capture cattle and a game of dice. Next one is Ashwamedha Yajna. The Ashwamedha Yajna was performed to establish a king as the overlord of the world. A horse was let loose to wander with the king's army following it for a year. The kings through whose territory the horse walked had to either fight the army or accept defeat. Once the horse returned with the defeated kings, the victorious king could take on the title Chakravartin. In this lesson, in case study, they discussed about Magadha and Vajji. The first one is Magadha. The Mahajanapada of Magadha lay in the fertile Gangetic plain covering parts of modern-day Bihar and Jharkhand. It was a monarchy with its original capital at Rajagriha. By the 5th century BCE, Magadha had emerged as the strongest of the 16 Mahajanapadas. Many factors were responsible for this. Magadha was located at the confluence of the Ganga and Son rivers. The land was very fertile and agriculture flourished. The rivers acted as excellent waterways for trade. As a result, trade flourished. There were dense forests that provided protection, timber and elephants. The hills that surrounded Rajagriha acted as natural barriers against enemies. A succession of powerful dynasties ruled Magadha had helped it grow into a powerful empire. The first important ruler of Magadha was Bimbisara of the Haryanka dynasty. He established his capital at Rajagriha. He had a mighty army consisting of foot soldiers and elephants. Bimbisara expanded his kingdom through warfare and through matrimonial alliances with other powerful Mahajanapadas. Bimbisara was succeeded by his son Ajatashatru around 493 BCE. He too was a great warrior and fought many wars with Koshala and Vajji. He succeeded in defeating the powerful Republic of Vajji by sowing dissensions among the tribes that made up the confederacy. Ajatashatru also built a fort at Pataliputra, which eventually grew to replace Rajagriha as the capital of Magadha. Under the dynasties that followed, including the Nandas, Mauryas and Guptas, Magadha continued to flourish as the most important Mahajanapada. The next important Mahajanapada was Vajji. Vajji lay north of Magadha and extended up to the foothills of the Himalayas in Nepal. Its capital was Vaishali. Vajji was a Ganasangha or a republic ruled by a confederacy of many tribes. Each of these tribes had its own chief who represented them at assemblies that met to take decisions on issues through debate and discussions. These Ganasanghas were similar to modern democracies. Vajji remained a powerful republic till Ajatashatru defeated it and annexed it to Magadha. Next one is differences between later Vedic monarchies and Ganasanghas. Monarchies. They were ruled by a king or queen. Ganasanghas. They were ruled by a chief known as a Ganapati. Monarchies. Power was concentrated in the hands of king and his family. The king had complete control over the kingdom and the army. In Ganasanghas, the Ganasangha was a confederation of several tribes and the elected chief could not take a decision without consulting the assembly or Sangha, a body consisting of representatives of all the tribes. In monarchies, the position of the monarch was usually hereditary and passed on from parent to child. In Ganasanghas, the position of the chief was not hereditary. He was usually chosen by the Sangha. Fourth one is, they were mainly located in the fertile Gangetic plains. Ganasangas were mainly located in less fertile regions such as the foothills of the Himalayas and northwestern India. Examples of monarchies: Magadha, Kashi, Vacha. Vajji, Shakya, Malla are examples for Ganasanga. Thank you, children.